Hello, everyone. I have returned for my bi-weekly reader, the fourth of these. So I have like a little mix I want to try, and so you're going to see that there's a little bit of a purple tint over here. That's because I put out a poll and people voted like 50% mostly for purple to be the thing that I have going on. And I think there was also an amazing, phenomenal comment. Oh my god, you beautiful, genius human being. That said I should change the color depending on what I'm doing. I'm going to do that, but for the most part, I think my default will be purple. And that's going to be my idea for now. And, well, it's going to be fitting for something I'm going to talk about later. And that's just kind of the lighting. If you like the lighting, tell me. And the reason it's just going to be a tint is because, dear God, if you could have seen, like, with the lights turned off, it's overwhelming. It's far too overwhelming. And I did not like it, so I had to turn on the light, and so you're going to have this light, and you're going to have that light. And so it's the whole me thing. But let's get into the books that I am reading. With the first book that I read being Fugitive Prince. Oh my god. So, I remember seeing Janny say in a tweet, yeah, once you read Hobb, you're gonna have book hangover. And so I didn't feel, because I read Janny right after finishing Hobb, I didn't have book hangover. Let me be very clear. This book was amazing. Oh my god, Fugitive Prince is just fantastic. The way it builds on everything before it. The way it plays with the idea of free will. Can we truly be free? What is our duty binding us? What are the aspects of freedom, and how can they be tied and chained down? How can your love for humanity be used against you? And even better is the emotional intelligence that is just absolutely exuded through some of the scenes in this book. Oh my god. Oh, it's so utterly brilliant. I have no other words for it. You're gonna get a full review for this later this week. But holy shit, The Fugitive Prince it was a 5-star read. Let me be very clear about that. And I was obsessed with the conflict in this book. The way everything just played off everything before it. And some of the side characters were just outstanding. Like, you expect these main characters to take such center stage, but Janny makes these side characters so lovable and so just, she fleshes them out so perfectly. And the way motivations are so carefully crafted so that maybe you don't understand everything that's going through a character's head, but they are so clearly, perfectly thought out. And you know that these characters, they have a specific motivation, and that is the thing that they are going for. And nothing is going to stop them. I love it. It's fantastic. It is just unbelievably amazing. And so that's what this is going to be about. And so you'll get a little bit more of that later this week when I talk about The Fugitive Prince in its own dedicated review. Because it does deserve its own dedicated review. And then next, after that, I read a little bit of Their Eyes Were Watching God. This is not a book I read of my own volition. This is a book I read for school. And it's an interesting read. The reason I bring it up is just because I think it's an interesting read. And it's very fascinating. It follows a black woman and her journey through life in a very brutal era. It's not slavery, but it's during segregation, I believe. And very fascinating. I don't think it's a very good book to read if it was just physical. I'm listening to it on audiobook. And it's so much better for having listened to it on audiobook. Let me be very, very clear about that. Listen to this book on audiobook because the narrator, she has all the accents so perfectly nailed. And I think it's really interesting, and it's just an interesting book. I don't have many thoughts on it because, of course, it's a book I have to read. But I want to talk about it because I want to know if you've read this book. And if you have, what do you think of it? I think the way in which some of the characters are portrayed in this book is very fascinating. And the way it feels like it's trying to rein me in and say, this is life, this is the reality of the world in which we live, is absolutely interesting. And I'm also doing it to keep me accountable for actually reading this book. I have a bad habit of not reading the books I'm supposed to and getting away with it, like big time. I don't like it, but that's what I've been reading for that. And now for the book that I've been reading personally, out of my own volition, Wall of Storms. Okay. The Wall of Storms, I love it and I don't. You're going to get a little bit more out of me when I make a dedicated review out of it. I don't know if that's going to be this week. It might be this week. Because, fuck, my computer's about to die. Okay, so you're going to have to give me a moment, and I will be back. I'm back now. It will be a seamless transition. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not editing that. Let me be very perfectly clear. I am not editing that. Anyways, Wall of Storms. I'm very mixed on this. There are parts that I love, and there are parts that I don't love. So, and I will specify the part that I don't like in a moment. So, I love most of this book. And the beginning I thought was a little slow, but once it started to pick up, it was like, boom, off to the rails, and I loved everything. What is my problem, though? My problem? I don't like a romance in this. I should also say, this is not the book's fault. I think it's probably a good... No, I don't. I'm standing on this opinion. I don't like this romance, and I don't think it's a very good one. I think that this romance is not worth the time. It's not worth the page time. It started and ended in about, or like the courtship started and ended in about 20-ish pages. Even though, let's be honest, this isn't the same Grace of Kings style. This isn't the same style that the Grace of Kings had, where I would have allowed that. It's not the sort of thing where I have been conditioned for that super great summary, and I don't like these characters together. Just because oh my god, I'm so picky about my romances. To anybody who loves this ship, these two characters together, you're completely fair with that. I personally don't normally like romance. And so when it happens in my fantasy novels, I tend to be very picky. And what am I going to do? I don't care. I try not to care too much. It's just sometimes I don't like it, and I can very easily not like it. Like here, I don't like it. Pure and simple. Because that's just, I don't. These two characters, it felt like it shouldn't work. It still doesn't feel like it shouldn't work. It's, in fact, I care for it so little that it has made my enjoyment of this last portion of the book less. Like, in fact, to the point where I don't want to pick up the book as much as I did before. And before it, there were some fantastic things being done with cultures clashing. Can these two... It reminds me of Sun Eater a lot in this way. Can these two cultures coexist? And I really, really, really do not like this romance. I'm sorry. Again, I'm very picky about them. In all the fiction that I have read, there's about 5 romances that I like and I root for. One of them I will be talking about later in this video. The second is in The Grace of Kings. The third is in Warbreaker. The fourth is in Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. The fifth, the fifth is in whatchamacallit. Wars of Light and Shadow. I just thought of another one. Oh my god, I'm losing it. Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I think I said Yumi and the... No, I didn't. I already said Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. There was a sixth one that was supposed to exist, but I don't think the sixth one exists anymore. Oh, Lord of the Rings. There we go. There is one Lord of the Rings that I love. Or maybe it's the Silmarillion. It's Silmarillion. That I love this romance. But, again, there's like five or six romances that I care for in all the media that I have ever read. And so, if there's even, like, if I feel like something's too rushed or if it's too in my face, I tend to not like it. Which, fair. That's how I believe in it. I don't like my romances too much. I mean, I don't know. If I'm going in prepared to read a romance, I guess I'm fine with it. Like, I've read Fourth Wing. I didn't expect to like it. I loved it, but it's garbage. I think it's garbage. And I don't like it. It's not interesting to me. It's not working for me. And I'm sad to say that, because it feels like a detriment, especially considering some of the scenes right before this were phenomenal. And I'm going to keep reading the book. I loved most of this book, and it's tiring me out. I'm already feeling tired of the book. It feels that towards the end, it's a little... like, I am feeling like I'm just pulling myself off to the finish line. Not that the book is bad. I am loving a good section of it. It's just this one thing kind of drained me, and I'm not really feeling it as much anymore. Hopefully hopefully it doesn't feel like it's taking center stage. To me, it feels like it's taking center stage right now, though. And it's just not working. Anyways, that's what I have for The Wall of Storms. And then, what am I going to read after this? So, the current plan is... I'm insane. This stack has been organized improperly. Fixed. Lesser Devil is going to be my next read after The Wall of Storms. I will be having a chat with Chris from the Bearded Book Beast about this, because he wanted to have a chat, and I love Sun Eater, so I haven't actually read the novellas, so I'm going to be reading The Lesser Devil, and then we'll have a talk about it, and I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a nice palate cleanser, because it's only 200-ish. It's not even 200 pages. Oh my god. This is short. It's 170 pages. Oh my god, it's nothing. People, my perception of book length is so skewed. I have a friend, and she will always see me with, like, the 500-page books. She was talking to me, and we were talking about average book length. And I said, oh, yeah, 500 pages is the average book length. And she stares at me and goes, what? No, it's not. And I said, yes, it is. Most books are, like, 500 pages, and that's the normal length. And we get into this fight, and she's just going, what? No, it's not. It is not 500 pages. 500 pages is because you are a psychopath and you exclusively read long books. And I said, that is a fair point. That is a fair point. Anyways, I will be reading Lesser Devil next, and I cannot wait for that. And then, after The Lesser Devil, I will be reading the next Red Company book, Eleuthian. So we'll be reading this for the Red Company, and then after Eleuthian, we all will be going back to the, Last Stand trilogy. I cannot wait to get back into that trilogy. I want to scream at them and say, why are we waiting 2 months? I don't want to wait until, so it's going to be February, April, March. March, April. I don't want to wait till April until I have to talk about the next Last Stand book, but that's what's gonna have to happen, because I gotta be one salty son of a bitch towards the amazing people over there. I mean, if you haven't checked them out, Chance Dillon is amazing, Chris from the Bearded Book Beast is also awesome, and Jake, who is on a fucking rise. He just hit 2K, and I'm gonna talk about Jake in a minute, because, oh man, I'm so excited. You're not even excited. This was so much fun. Anyways, after that, I will be reading Annals of the God Eater. And again, loved Harold. Cannot wait to continue that, because after the end of this trilogy of or these first 3 books, after catching up to God Eater, because I know Jake's caught up, actually, I'm going to be having a chat with Chris from the Bearded Book Beast. It's going to be a blast. And then, after all that... Sorry, I got distracted by the way that Eleuthian... Like, look, let me show you. It's weird. My copy of Eleuthian... Do you see it? It's... Like, the cover doesn't match the page size. It drives me insane. Wait, that's not true. Oh, that might be worse. The top of the cover is white, so the cover didn't print all across the book. That's annoying. Oh, well. You're talking to a book nerd, so that's what you're going to get out of me. And then after Annals of the God Eater, I will be reading The Spider Key. I cannot wait, because Jacqueline Hagan just does a fantastic job with all the stuff that she does. The first book was amazing. I'm going to love the second book even more. Just got to try and find a nice slice of life game to spend my time in to listen to this book. Don't ask why I do this. It's so weird. But anyways, for my next videos and what have I been watching, I'm going to talk about one thing before I talk about anything else. I was on Jake's channel for a spoiler live stream of Wind and Truth. Oh my god, that was so much fun. It was a delight to talk to the wonderful Vera, to talk to the hilarious Brian, who I really, really want to try and get on my channel at some point. I just know that he has some family problems, and I don't want to pester him, because I hope the best for his family, and I hope that he can get his whole life sorted out, and I don't want to pester him much more than he has to be pestered. But he was hilarious and delightful throughout the entire video stream. Also, Tom Orange was awesome. And then Jake, who was kind enough to sort the whole thing out. Thank you, man. That was amazing. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. Wind and Truth was a fantastic book for me, even though it's been going down in my estimation. It's really weird. I think right off of it, I was forcing myself to say a 5-star, and then I was like, no, it's not. It's 4.5. And right now, I think I'm at a 4-star for it, and it's gonna have to sit there. That's what I'm feeling. But regardless, what videos will I be making this week? Well, I'll get to that later. I will be talking about what I'm watching right now. So, I just started the Apothecary Diaries. This is another romance that I actually quite like. Apothecary Diaries romance. Wow, I like it. And it hasn't paid off, but I like it. So, I don't typically care for romance, if you couldn't tell. From the fact that I was bitching about a romance earlier. Fantastic show. I've been also rewatching Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is fantastic. It's like a science-y show, anime, it's like these people got turned to stone in the modern day, and now 3,700 years in the future, they're trying to rebuild society with science, and it's so cool. I love it. It's awesome. And because the new season just started, so I've been rewatching a good bit of it. And what else? That's pretty much all I'm watching. I want to start the 3 Body Problems soon. I know I have such a big to be watched, but I don't watch TV shows as much. And my uncle was talking to me, and we were like, "Oh, he asks me, do you want to watch, or are you interested?" Oh my god, are you interested in watching, or do you like Dune Prophecy? Have you watched it? He asked, and I said, "No, I haven't watched it. Have you?" And he's like, "No, I haven't, but I don't want them to do what they did to Star Wars, because I know what they did there." And we're having this whole discussion about HBO stuff always being good, and I want to watch Dune Prophecy. If you have watched Dune Prophecy, please tell me how it is. I want to watch Dune Prophecy. I just need to renew my HBO subscription and then decide, hey, I'm going to go watch Dune Prophecy right now and then go watch House of the Dragon right after. because I still haven't watched season 2, even though I absolutely need to. And that's about it. I've been playing Lethal Company. I have a couple friends we got back into Lethal Company. I never was into Lethal Company, but a couple friends dragged me into a Lethal Company game. It was so fun. It's so stupid, too. So, just to tell you some of the stupid antics that we pulled, my friend watched me find a landmine. And in the game, I try to bait him near me. And so I said, oh, don't worry, come here, man. And then he comes near me, and I go, oh, okay, step on the landmine. And like an idiot, didn't realize that the landmines only trigger when I walk off of the landmine. And I go, oh, shit, I died, and I didn't kill him. But what's better was that he grabs my corpse and he's trying to throw it off in vengeance out of spite. And then he falls off the side of a cliff by trying to throw me off the side of the cliff and kills himself. And then another time, one of my friends finds my corpse after having accidentally walked on a landmine. And then he goes and he finds another landmine, and then he tries to put my corpse on the landmine and blow up my corpse, and instead, he blew himself up. It's some of the stupid shit. Like, that was actually right after the Wind and Truth stream, so I was laughing my ass off so hard that my ribs started to hurt. It was so much fun. Yesterday was amazing. Like, one of the best days of the month. Like, the best day of the month. But, oh, that was so much fun. So stupid, too. But that's what I've been playing. Haven't progressed much in Witcher 3. I want to maybe this week. Who knows? I gotta get some class stuff done. And what are my video plans for this week? So, I want to make a Sun Eater video. Friday is almost certainly going to be a Fugitive Prince video. But Wednesday is probably going to be the Sun Eater video. And Tuesday or Thursday is going to be another video. No, this is not the mystery book. Let me be clear about that. I have no idea when I'm getting the mystery book. So I'm kind of just working off the assumption that I'm going to get it eventually and I'll be able to squeeze it in. That's just kind of how it's going to work. So the mystery book, somebody who is watching this knows what the mystery book is, but I haven't even told the Red Company what the mystery book is. They probably know what it is, though. Though somebody who's probably watching this will know what the mystery book is. And this will be a video dedicated to a friend. That's all I'm going to say, because nobody really knows what this video is going to be. It's just me. I'm going to keep it to myself until I'm ready to make the video. And that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of that I'm going to do this week. Next week, I just realized I have to have 3 videos out. I'll figure it out. Yeah. So that's pretty much my video plan for the week. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'm excited. Next time, I will be showcasing the special editions that should be arriving. So I'm getting the 11th Cycle Special Edition arriving. I'm also getting the monthly Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn arriving. So I'm going to show all those in one video. And I don't know if Malazan will be arriving this month. I don't know. I hope it arrives this month, because the thing is, if it doesn't arrive this month, Grand Conspiracy will be my next read for next month, or will be my next big read for next month. And which I should say is not a problem. I love Janny Wirtz, and to continue feeding my love of Janny Wirtz's books would not be a problem. Anyways, I'm going to shut this alarm off in a minute. I hope you all have a great day. This was fantastic. See you all next time.